Scorpio, Happy New Year. Welcome to your reading and thank you for being here. This is a general energy reading for the sign of Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus meant to find you and it finds you. Okay, Scorpio, we're going to take a look at your overall energy, your opportunities, your challenges, and what you don't see coming in the new year here. Scorpio, this is a pretty heavy New Year reading here. You've got the sleeper in your overall energy, the puppeteer in your opportunity, the chiromancer in your challenge, and the herald in what you don't see coming. So this is about someone doing someone wrong and owing them an apology. It's also about, with this opportunity of your herald card here, this is also a situation where someone could have done you wrong. You feel like they owe you an apology, and all of a sudden they're going to see the light. They underestimated you in some way, shape, or form. The sleeper is somebody that lives sort of in the darkness and in the shadows. And of course that is a Scorpio. That's a Scorpio trait. You like to wallow around in the darkness, and you're clairvoyant, you like all those sort of things, and that's where you live. You can also walk away from about anything, and I think that there's a situation where you refuse to be anybody's puppet. You may regret a little bit the way things turned out as far as the relationship goes, but I don't see you actually apologizing for anything, and I don't see the other person apologizing to you either. I think it's actually just a situation where you kind of sat back and let somebody hang themselves. And, in the end, this person is seeing that, maybe you were right. And, this challenge is sometimes, delivering the news. If you tell somebody, if you do this, this is going to happen, people don't receive that very well. And sometimes it's better to just sit back and let things unfold. And I think that that's what you did, Scorpio. And I think that it's reached a situation where there are some big walls between you and either a group of people or some person. And I think that you're just sitting back and letting it sizzle. The Herald is about admitting your mistakes, having small regrets, and a longing, some sort of a longing for maybe wishing things would have turned out differently. I honestly don't think that's you. I think it's somebody else. I think that what you were the chiromancer, and I think that this was actually a challenge to you to not say anything. And I think that, in true Scorpio fashion, which, I am a Scorpio, so it's not like I'm ditzing a Scorpio in any way, but you have a tendency, when you get older, you don't necessarily have to state your case. You knew they were wrong, and you chose to just sit back and let everything unfold naturally. And I think that this person realizes that they owe an apology, and actually everybody might owe everybody an apology. But what happened happened. And I don't really think that there's really any turning back with this relationship. I think that whatever it is, people realize that, what they did was wrong, and maybe that, they should have listened to what you had to say. Temperance. I think somebody made something out of nothing. This is about truth and balance, but it's also about sort of an alchemy. It's about making something out of nothing. And the magician can be a trickster, can also be somebody that has the resources, everything they need to move forward. I think you moved forward, and I think you left these people and people, places, and things behind. And I think that there is some sort of a nostalgia, but the truth is the truth. Truth and clarity here, and that's what, cause and effect. If you do this, this will happen. And I think that either you stated that fact or you did not, and you just sat back and watched it happen. And, you may regret maybe a little bit not communicating better, but this is what happened. Somebody was, maybe trying to be the puppeteer, and you refused to be the puppet in the situation. And you've got the Nine of Pentacles. That's somebody that's perfectly happy and healthy, abundant on their own, type of person. I think that's you, Scorpio. This is a very interesting read. Two of Wands, this is about getting some sort of a plan. This could be you, this could be somebody else. It's about looking into the future. And you can see where the future, this future plan, they have the resources they need. They've got the world in their hands, and you can see that this person is looking right at this person. And I think that you realize that, you know, this relationship is pretty much over. Truth and clarity. And everybody's feeling a little bit nostalgic right now about the relationship ending. You know, we're just coming out of the holidays. And it could be a holiday where you were not present, and, you know, maybe some people missed you, you missed them. But it is what it is. You know, these cards are all saying that what happened, you know, everybody might owe everybody an apology in this situation, but nobody's stepping up here. Nobody's stepping up. And I think that you're perfectly happy, healthy, and doing fine just on your own. And I think people did not expect that of you. There could be a message that's coming forward. This Eight of Wands can be a message card. It can also be an indication that everything's moving forward as it should. Everything's moving forward as it should, and you're on the right path. You've given it a lot of thought. You did a lot of inner reflection, and I don't see with these two cards here, Scorpio, you really regretting your actions so much. I think it's somebody else that's kind of regretting their actions, and I think it kind of surprises you. Here, let's keep going. Let's see what this is. Nine of Cups. This is, you know, grateful and content. It can also be complacency too. Being complacent. It's not the Ten of Cups there. Ooh, and the Nine of Cups again. King of Swords. So, you need to make head over heart decisions, and you need to realize what really makes you happy. You know, I really don't see you stepping up and trying to clear the situation up. I mean, I think the truth is what it is. You know, your overall energy is a sleeper, and this is, you know, you're perfectly willing to live on the dark side here. And this is the truth and clarity. You're not going to make something out of nothing. You're not going to pretend that something didn't happen or pretend that everything's okay when it isn't. Here, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords about moving forward bravely and boldly. It's also about somebody that can be overbearing. And you know, with this Chiromancer card, you know, this is delivering some sort of news here. So you've got those cards all here. But, you know, I don't see this being you. This just doesn't seem like your style here. I think you're more like the sleeper here. And the Fool card. Yeah, you've assessed the situation and you've moved forward. You packed your bags and moved on. And you're really not having any regrets. I mean, I don't think it's you that's wanting to go back. I think you're just fine. Again, some sort of a message, and you're moving on. Yeah, you're not listening. You just really don't have any desire to listen to what anybody has to say about it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Ace of Swords. You moved on. It's over. You're just fine on your own. It wasn't worth the trouble. Everybody's feeling a little nostalgic right now because of the holidays, but you know, you've got all these cards here where you're just fine. I mean, yeah, I don't think, you know, you may have missed the family scene a little bit over the holidays, but I don't see you going back. I don't see you going back. You got this Six of Swords twice, Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and again, three times. Three times. You're on the right path. You know, you're going to continue on this path, and I don't think that you have any desire to communicate with these people whatsoever. And this could be a situation where you're not returning calls or texts as well. And I think that there's somebody here that's, yeah, there's some sort of very stubborn person. I think it's this puppeteer emperor type that is probably trying to communicate with you, and I think that you're ignoring them. You're standing in your own truth here. You're giving birth to your own life on your own. I don't see you going back, Scorpio. Here you are. You know, it was a burden. And you just don't believe that what they have to say is true. You've moved away from that which does not serve you. There you go. Tower. You've been completely redirected. You know what makes you happy, and you have moved on. Moved on. Let's get some advice cards here, Scorpio. You know, this could be your love life. This could be, but I'm getting this some sort of authority figure or father figure in your family. Remain positive. The situation will improve. There's something better, and improving health. So, you know, eat healthy, drink plenty of water, take care of yourself. Let's see what these cards have to say. This isn't necessarily a dark reading here, Scorpio. I mean, I think that, you know, you're fine with moving on, which you would be. But there's somebody that keeps trying to draw you back, wants to reconcile or explain, or, you know, there's feel like they deserve some explanation or apology or something, and you're just not playing. Snake. Your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path. Just be careful. And I think that's being careful of this puppeteer character here. Lovers. There are two paths ahead. Be true to yourself. And plain. A journey is indicated either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. One more, flowers. Be generous. Success and emotional fulfillment are yours. So, and I really think that that's all about moving on. I mean, I think that all this is, I think you're on the right path. I mean, moving forward and moving away from this group or this person and not listening to all of this. And, you know, and I think with all the holidays, it could be a situation with as many times as the Eight of Wands has come out here. Somebody could be trying to get a hold of you, and you're just ignoring them. You know, you've gotten this card at least 3 times, I think. Tower card. Ace of Swords, but in the end, you've got the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles here, and I think that's you, and I think that that's that's what you need to do. You know, you may have some small regrets and longing a little bit, you know, through the holidays, but you don't have any reason to actually even talk about it. As far as you're concerned, you don't even really have anything to talk about at all here, Scorpio. Let's see what your fortune card is. And this isn't a happy, mushy reading, but, you know, it is what it is. So there's some group of people, and again, this could be some sort of a romantic connection, or it could be a family connection here. But you're not anybody's puppet here, Scorpio. The gates of happiness are open. In 1 to 4 months, your natural curiosity and unsurpassed craving for excitement provide you with the adventure you seek. Take the ride. A life without travel is like a book with only 1 page. Choosing the long path requires confidence. Your tremendous intuition escorts you to a destination of happiness. Trust that intuition always and feel the empowerment follow. So I think that's what you're doing. I mean, there's somebody that is trying to control you and make you into some sort of a puppet, and you don't see any reason. You've just sat back and let the situation unfold. You're ignoring them and moving on with your life, and I think that that's definitely you're on the right path. That's the right thing to do. How many times that came out? Truth is, you've got Queen of Pentacles, Empress, 9 of Pentacles, happily ever after, and that's what's going to make you happy, is to move on. Just move on, Scorpio. That's actually a pretty good read. You can relieve yourself from the situation in 2024. Move on. Continuing to wallow in all this darkness of the situation is not what's going to make anybody happy. And I think the fact that you've moved on is really more of a control issue with the other person than anything, and you're just not engaging at all at this point, Scorpio. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for stopping by and thanks for watching.